Brielle Stueber. From the Vikings US Bank Stadium to the Twins Target Field to the Wild's XL Energy Center, Minnesota's most iconic areas have fell silent as professional sports has compromised their season due to COVID-19. Most people in this room enjoy watching sports, whether it's on the television or in person. It is a good source of entertainment for all ages. The COVID-19 pandemic has affected professional sports drastically. First, I'm going to talk about how much total revenue was lost due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Second, I'm going to talk about how much lowering the audience in the stands has affected COVID-19, or has affected professional sports based on COVID-19. Finally, I'm going to talk about how COVID-19 has affected professional sports media. First, let's talk about how much money was lost due to COVID-19. According to Justin Ehrlich, an assistant professor at Western Illinois University in the journal Emerald Insight, published on July 2020, states that the total loss of revenue is $7 billion between all four leagues. The Major League Baseball lost approximately $3 billion. The National Football League lost approximately $2 billion. The National Basketball Association and National Hockey League lost approximately $1 billion each. This loss in total revenue has in fact impacted the players' total salary they get at the end of the year. They use their salary to support them and their family financially, so without this stable income, it's sometimes hard for that. Fans want to go see these games, and that's a big reason why the loss of money is not having fans at games. They pay a lot of money to go watch the games. They want to support their team. Another reason why there is loss in income or in revenue is because of media. They do not have media as much anymore. Television are not airing the sports games as much because of the loss in, or like postponing and stuff of games. Now that you know more about how COVID-19 has impacted the total revenue, let's now discuss how the amount of fans in the audience has affected has affected professional sports as well. The mass gatherings are limited and banned for most sports. According to David Nunnan, a linguist who has focused on the teaching of English in the journal Pan American Health Organization, published on March 2020, states that the World Health Organization describes a mass gathering as a gathering where the number of people that goes there affects the people that host the events. According to Brett Thorsdale, a doctor of sports medicine in the journal Sports Health, published on April 2020, states that sports events are considered mass gatherings. They want to limit social interaction. They want to limit the infection rate of coronavirus, and limiting the people that go there is doing that. Now that you know more about how having little audience in the stands has affected the professional sports, now let's talk about how COVID-19 has impacted professional sports media. The media is having not as much able to air as much sports anymore. They are, according to Thomas Horkey, a professor at Hochdale Micromedia University of Applied Sciences, in the journal Soccer and Society, published on July 2020, states that the coronavirus has affected the media, which has then made the media put famous historical events in places of professional sports. And people want to go watch fans want to go watch the sports, so it's really hard for them not to because of the media. First, I talked about how the COVID-19 pandemic has affected total revenue within professional sports. Second, I talked about how the audience in the stands has affected has affected professional sports because of COVID-19. Finally, I talked about how the COVID-19 pandemic has affected media for professional sports. The COVID-19 pandemic has affected professional sports dramatically. If we flatten the curve of the COVID-19 pandemic, we can then be able to sit in the Vikings US Bank Stadium, the Twins Target Field, and the Wild XL Energy Center.